Hey there. I've had a few people ask me, what's a dashboard? I posted a while back that one of the things that Excel can do is create dashboards. And basically, a dashboard is a visual representation of a large set of data, or a large database like I have here. Um, and so in this particular instance, I just Googled a random sample database, and I came up across this what looks to be a sales database with an order date, region, rep, item, units, unit cost, total. I cleaned this all up. I formatted it so it was visually pleasing, so you could see it a little better. But basically, how this works is a sales tracker by a sales manager is keeping track of his or her company's progress. So, for instance, on the 6th, in the sales rep Jones, who's from the East region, sold 95 pencils at $1.99 each for a grand total of $189.05. And as this database goes down, this just fills out with whatever sales associate sold what item at what cost on whatever date. But as a sales manager, as a company, you might want to break that down a little more, and that's what I've done here. And this is a dashboard, essentially. And these things can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, but this one I just whipped up in a couple minutes on my laptop here. Is just a visual representation of that particular data, broken down, filtered in a way that I can use it in my company, or your company in this case. So what it says here is I have I had the graphs made. So here are my sales associates, their total units that they sold. I have another graph with my sales associates and their total sales. So this is the amount of units that they sold, and then what those particular units, the total sales that they got for selling those particular units. So over here, a graph that would say how many of each item I sold: binders, desks, pens, pen cents, pencils, and then what sales mix that makes up. So as you can see here, over this particular period of time, the binders made up almost half of my business, this particular company's business. And again, I put that in a overall dollar amount over here, which is just basic formulas and formatting to make the cells look nice. And then as a average cost over here, what each binder in that total period as an average cost sold for, and desk and pen, pencil set. So these are the items that were sold in that particular time, their average costs. But let's say I wanted to break that data down a little more. Let's say I just wanted to know how the people in a certain area were doing, or a certain associate was doing, or just that certain item that I was selling was doing. I wanted to isolate that and kind of filter that out. Well, I've inserted some slicers over here. And I'll explain, if you don't know what a slicer is, I'll explain it on another lesson. But a slicer allows me to go in and slice out that data and kind of pull what I want. In this case, I've got a slicer for a region, the item, and the rep. And what these are going to allow me to do is break this data down to those particular filters. In this case, let's say I just want to know how my West region was doing. Hit that button, and that breaks it down. It shows me the two associates in the West, their total units, their total sales, how many of each unit they sold together, and what their overall sales mix. Again, they sold mostly binders in that region. Grand total of $1,279. Their desks, etc. And again, their average cost. So, and you can change these graphs up to basically tell you anything you want about this data. I just figured this was kind of place to start, something I whipped up quickly on my laptop here so I can make a video for you. But again, let's say I want to change it to the East region, and there's my three associates in the East: Howard, Jones, and Parent. Their total units that they sold, the total sales in that particular amount of time, how many of each unit they sold together, and their sales mix, and again, yada yada. I could do that for Central region. I could break it down by unit. Okay, since binders, you seem to be our big company, let's break that down by unit. So I hit the binder button, breaks it down by each unit. And we see right here, it's a couple of people that aren't selling them. A couple of people are shooting the lights out. But what's interesting is this is where the data comes in. As you can see, it's sales associate Sorvino right here sold only 7 units, but he sold $139 he sold those 7 units for $139, while Howard sold that very same unit 29 times and only made $57. So that's the kind of stuff you'd want to know as a sales manager, is why is Howard giving these binders away. Break that down by desk, break it down by pen. Maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I just want to know how one particular sales agent is doing. Andrews, Jardine, this particular sales associate, all these people, it's going to break it down. But the cool thing is, if I wanted to, I hit control and I can actually add a couple. So let's say there's just a couple of people I want to say. In this case, I want Andrews, Howard, Morgan, and Smith. Well, now that has all their data, and I can do that for everything again. So that's a dashboard. Again, they can get really huge, they can stay nice and small depending on the data that you're trying to analyze. But I can help you make one of these if you need me to. Just message me. Thanks for watching.